Busby on Fox Sports Southwest as the Rangers again come back to win. Not only do they win, but the Yankees came back to beat the Red Sox. So Texas now has a game-and-a-half lead over Boston for the best record in the American League. And if they can take 2 out of 3 this weekend against Tampa Bay, they would get home field advantage once the playoffs start. And I guess fans love those dollar hot dog nights. They had about 36,000 show up for last night's game. We're finding out now why it took so long to get the results from the MRI on Dez Bryant's knee. He missed his appointment on Tuesday, didn't go. Also skipped out on a team meeting. Bryant finally got the MRI yesterday. He's got a hairline fracture, which means he may or may not play on Sunday.
We've had players with this kind of injury who missed no time in the past, and other players who have missed up to week 2 or more than that. So we'll take it day by day, and we'll see how he does. When he comes in tomorrow, see how he feels, and we'll make our evaluations there as we go forward.
Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett. You know what?
What do you think his copay is?
If they're off to this 2-1 start, everything's going okay without Tony Romo, why would you just
what?
Show up.
Finish?
Yeah, I don't know why he wasn't there.
This all of a sudden becomes a distraction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless we're talking about it.
It's something for the media to talk about. Is it a distraction within the...
Yes.
I don't know. We'll see.
No.
Dr. Pablo Zeballos joins us right now with some insight into Dez's injury. Okay, this is a hairline fracture of the tibia. Let's talk about that, Doc. What does that mean?
What that means is the tibia, if you think about the tibia, it's like your shin bone. If you have your shin bone, which is the tibia, and the femur is the thigh bone.
Okay.
And so if you feel your shin bone, and you move your finger all the way up, and you feel this little bump up there, you feel that little bump, it's called the tibial tuberosity. So right above that area is called the tibial plateau, which means the top of the tibia. So right there at the top of the tibia, where the joint is, he has a hairline fracture.
And that's where it connects to the knee, correct?
That's exactly correct. And so because it connects to the knee, that's where you have all the load-bearing joints in there, the stress, all the pressure that can occur with injuries.
Okay, in these hairline fractures, what is a routine recovery like, or is there a routine recovery?
It's incredible because there are many types of fractures. There's 6 classifications of fractures for the tibial plateau. However, for the hairline fractures, there's no real set number or timeline. And of course, with these athletes, you can never tell. But normally, if you came to my office and said you had a hairline fracture, I'd say probably 3 to 6 weeks recovery.
Wow. Okay. And now athletes, obviously, they can force themselves to go a little bit quicker. Is there danger of hurting it again, of causing more issues if you play on it?
Yes, there definitely is, and that's why I think sometimes getting back too early after these injuries can hurt these athletes. An example is J.J. Watt. He may have come back a little too early with his back thing, and so with him, with Dez Bryant, you know how he likes to push himself, and their athletes, they have a lot of obviously physical therapy and medical treatments, which can speed up the process. But you don't want to rush it too much because that can cause significant pain and even earlier fracture later on if we need to.
Dr. Pablo Zeballos is with us. Hey, was it a red flag for you when we had the report that there was an X-ray taken and then they were going to get an MRI? That obviously means that the X-ray showed something, right?
That's exactly correct. The X-rays will show a small hairline fracture, but you don't know the extent of it. And so the MRI will show you if it's acute, if it's something new, if it's kind of chronic, or if it's healing. And so the MRI is a little bit more indicative of the extent of it. And so that was the worrisome part. The worrisome part also was that, they didn't get the MRI right away. I think he skipped out. And so he could have, saved 2 or 3 days of kind of recovery regarding his hairline fracture.
I want to go back to what you said earlier. If someone walks into your office with a hairline fracture of the tibia at that point, what's the recovery like?
I would say about 3 to 6 weeks. You kind of want to watch it. So at the very beginning, you don't want him to put much weight bearing. You can start doing the knee brace. You do want to start the physical therapy for range of motion because you don't want the leg or the knee to be stiff. So those are things that you want to get right away. But once again, it's and you can have different grades of a hairline anyways fracture. So I don't know the extent of it since I'm not his treating physician. But luckily with athletes, they recuperate pretty fast. They have good medical treatments. But once again, he's such a high impact player that you worry about that.
Yeah, they get 24/7.
I mean, the main thing you have to worry about is the fantasy football teams. That's the main thing. I mean, because they
need those points.
Yeah, they need those. They're done for 3 to 6 weeks.
Exactly.
Right, Doc? Yeah,
that's right. Got to go find one on the waiver wire. Dr. Pablo Zeballos, thanks as always for the insight there to traffic. 7-Eleven traffic on the ones. ClassicChevrolet.com right now.